Hello everyone, today we will be talking about civil law, whereas yesterday we talked about criminal law. If you recall, there are two types of law that happen on both levels, the state and the federal level. Today we'll be talking about civil law, which is law between people. So civil law is a law that deals with disputes between individuals or groups in which compensation may be awarded to the victim. So really it just has to do with money. Some examples, it could be divorce, custody, contracts, property, and harm or neglect, which is called a tort. Uh, so most of these things right here, nobody broke a law. Actually, all of these things, nobody broke a law. It's just there is money involved, and the court has to be involved to decide what to do with the money. Now, tort is a little different. Tort means that somebody got hurt because you neglected to do something. So, for example, if someone were to mop a floor in a Walmart and they did not put out a wet floor sign, and you fell down and got hurt because you did not know the floor was wet, then you could sue them for medical bills or damages. Now, that's not to say that just because you fall down and get hurt, it is somebody else's fault. If you knew the floor was wet and you fell down and tried to act like you were hurt anyway, that's not going to fly, um, especially if they can prove that that is what you did. Other examples of torts are like if you go to a store and there's a sign that says ask employees for help with items on higher shelves. A lot of people don't do that if they can actually reach the item on the higher shelf. Um, but just in case you drop something on your head from that higher shelf and try and sue the store, they'll say, well, there's a sign there that says not or ask employees for help. So that's how tort works. All right, the two sides of a civil case are the plaintiff. The plaintiff is the person who brings action against another person. So it would be like the person who is suing the other person. And the defendant is the person who is accused of doing something. Step one is to file a complaint. The plaintiff's attorney files the complaint that describes the nature of the crime. So they just write up a document and put it in with the courts. Step two is there's a summons. The court sends the summons to the defendant. And so basically, you just get a piece of paper that says you need to come to court. Very similar to a subpoena, but it's in a civil trial. The defendant will respond. So the defendant, obviously, just like in a criminal case, you have the right to defend yourself. So the defendant's attorney files a written answer. And that written answer could be any number of things. They could say, yeah, we did it, but we don't have the money, or no, we didn't do it. This is what really happened. It could really be anything. Then they go to court and they plead, or both sides file their pleadings and they argue it out. So they just give their side of the story. Then they go to court, and this is kind of like what you would think about what happens in like Judge Judy or Judge Mathis or any of those things. They just argue out until uh, someone is awarded money through the court system. And that would be the verdict. So step six, the court gives a verdict, which is the decision about who wins the case. That is the job of the judge to do. There is no jury in this case unless the case involves more than $10,000 and is in federal court. There are alternative methods to going to court. You can go to mediation, which is where two parties meet with a third person or third group, and they sit down and try and come up with a compromise that makes everybody happy. You do not have to listen to a mediator. It'll probably be better for you to listen to the mediator because the mediator saves time and money in court. Like you can go straight to a mediator. You might have to wait for a few weeks or a few months or even a few years, depending on where you live, to get into the court system. Mediation is fairly quick. The second thing is an arbitrator, and an arbitrator is just like a mediator, but you do have to listen to their decision. Their decision is just like a judge's. And in the case of an arbitrator, um, they are typically hired by the court, or you can hire them, but they save time, so you don't have to go through the court system as well. This is actually what Judge Judy and Judge Mathis are. They are arbitrators. They are not actually judges. But their decisions are final. That's why if you watch those shows, it says these cases are real and these decisions are final. That is true, but that does not make them a judge. They are playing a judge, even though they are not actually. All right, guys. I know this one was short, but that's all I got for you today. I hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you soon.